Found a brand new item the last time with the Silk Eater. Ran into Gorman and Zaza next. Then we found the Cogwork core after doing a complete exploration of the coral chambers. There really wasn't much to show at that time since I already explored half of it in my first run. But in this episode, I'm going to be doing a little exploration of the Cogwork core along with a few other areas. You're going to be seeing that soon. We're just going to get things going right now and take off from the bench. This is where we are in the Cogwork core right now. We made our way all the way down here, and we found ourselves a little room. We're going to be checking out this room and seeing what's hiding inside of it. Hopefully, I'll be able to find some sort of secret or something like that. Have to take out this robotic flying rat real quick. And we just took out the first one. Here comes the second one. These ones aren't really too hard. You can actually jump over them. I'm just deciding to use that as an opportunity to get more silk. And we're just heading this way. And suddenly, we're locked into a gauntlet. We're going to have to fight every single enemy that shows up. Hopefully we survive our first run. These guys aren't really too bad. You just have to stay out of their way. They're basically like a juggernaut, unless you jump over them. Just had an opportunity to heal with Hornet. And we just took out the first wave of enemies. Okay, kind of messed up there with the platforms, fell into the gears. Now we have to take care of these flying rats again, which is probably the easiest part of this whole thing. Well, at this point, not sure what's going to be showing up next. This one's kind of tricky. It's a little bit too far away, but yet I want to take them all out before I go all the way to the other side. Alright, decided to skip the last one though and attack this guy. Which is a pretty unique character for the Cogwork core, in that it just shoots steam from both sides. Well, it looks like our wish has been updated. We have to find new after we finish this whole entire thing, and hopefully we'll be getting something good from that. Okay, we just died in the gears again. This is essentially the third stage. Well, the third wave of this whole thing. This is kind of getting tricky since these rats, they don't really shoot spikes or nothing like that. They're just trying to do little flurries with their attacks. Finally got those guys out of the way. Now we're fighting a combination of one of these guys with a shield and a spear along with the other guy. Well, it'll be the bug. It's not like the guys. It's whatever. We're going to continue with this, take him out. Got enough to heal again with the full silk wheel. So I just did that. Had to jump over this bug and slowly take it out. Well, that was a little bit of a shortcut. Messed up again. Back to these rats again. Alright. Just taking my time. Hopefully I can knock them to the gears. That'll be my plan. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I'm trying. Well, I took them both out. This is the next wave. It looks like this time I'll only be facing one enemy. Limited amount of space here. Gonna have to stay in the air most of the time and not run into that gear up top. Finally took it out, and it seems like that was the last wave. Doors have opened, and we're presented with a switch. Just activated it, and now we're here. Need to see where here is. Hold on. Need to look at what's down here first. Seems like nothing. Can't break through any walls. We're gonna try to drill too. Well, nothing's happened with that. Alright, let's come back up here. And there's a mass fragment. This would be our second one. We would need 2 more. And that'll actually be our second completed mask. Now we're here in the Cogwork core after leaving that area. And we're going to be checking a section of this place out I should have checked out the first time I was here. Like, I completely ignored this area. And it's close by. Just have to head a little lower. No breakable wall. Let's climb up. Well, here's another one of these wheels. We're just activating it to open this gate, and something just popped out. That was actually a mini boss, and he's a little bit tough. Had to learn him a little bit before I can't beat him. And him bouncing around like this really isn't too hard to dodge. It's just those balls that he shoots out. They bounce around a little bit, and then they create some sort of shock wave. You don't really want to be close to those things, since you will be suffering some damage. It just happened right there. So that basically covers it. He doesn't have too many moves at all. And also, that corner that you see me standing in, it's mostly a safe spot, from what I learned. Except from those projectiles that he chucks out. But we took him out though. Now we can just finish this. That thing just interrupted us while we were in the process of opening this gate. Alright, that just happened. Alright, before we go down there, we gotta check out what's in this room. There might be something, or there might be a whole lot of nothing. Just gotta see first. Take a little time here, but it'll happen. At least I got a full silk wheel. Allow me to heal. And that was the last of them. Now to see if there's some sort of breakable wall, ground, or something. Something. Doesn't really seem like it. Hitting up here, nothing's happening. Alright. So I think that's good enough. Activating the switch and head downward. Okay, almost ran into something. Another one of these guys. They're not really too hard to deal with. Just gotta be a little patient with them. But we took that thing out. Now we're gonna be heading over here. I don't know if something's hiding up there or not. Okay. Well, that was a terrible idea. Shouldn't have jumped down blindly like that. Alright. This one's kind of tricky. A little bit. Alright, we got through that. Hit the switch. That opened up this room. And we got ourselves another Spool fragment. Now to get out of here. And now we're in this area, which is basically where we were before. And this one was actually tricky. As you can see, I had to go ahead and claim the cocoon and everything, but no, I died here like hella times already. Like, I don't have some of the items I should be having from what I learned, so I might be headed back to the Underworks if things don't work out. At this point, I'm just strategically jumping upwards and going over here, bouncing off of these saws, and we're up here. Now, there is a shortcut, which I'm doing right now, just hitting this wheel until this gate opens. And if I died, which I did, it allows me to come back here easily. Now after that, I just bounced off of those two saws, and we have to bounce off this saw. Bouncing off that saw and messed up there. Had to do that a couple of times before I learned what to do, and just have to time your downward strikes properly. Floating over here, claiming my cocoon again, and we made it all the way to the top. You have no idea how many times I tried that until this happened. Now we can go ahead and hit this wheel, which opens that door up. Now we can go in here. Let's hit up. Looks like there is another Spool fragment in here, since there is a symbol that was on top of that door that resembled a Spool fragment, like right there. But it seems like we're in another area of the Cogwork core. Gotta go ahead and hit this wheel. See what it unlocks. And I don't know what that thing is, but I guess we'll see what happens with that later. Alright, we just died there. Made it all the way to this side. And this is when I found out that I needed to go back to the Underworks, since I had nothing to hook onto that ring with. Which is the big reason why we're here in the Coral Chambers right now, actually. Since there is this elevator, I've seen this before with the surgical symbol, and it turns out that the white key was the thing that it needed, which we found at the first shrine. So now that we've done that, we can hit the switch. And this is one of those things about the game in which everything is like interconnected. Like, some parts of the level won't open up unless you go to a different level and then complete some sort of requirement, which allows you to do that. Now we're here in the Whiteward, which is a brand new level. It's not going to be too long of a level, but there are some things to find here. Like this right here. We're going to inspect that. An ornate lock mechanism. At some point we'll have the key to put in there and see what happens. At this time, we ain't got none of that. Heading up here, seeing what's happening. Have no map, so that would be one of my priorities at this point. This is a little bit of a maze. Can't break through that. Have to jump over the saw. Now we have to deal with another one of these mobs. They're not too hard to deal with. They wait a little bit and then they swoop down. Now you have to time your downward strikes, which I haven't really done perfectly yet. But that would be my strategy, to take them out, kind of hit a little bit. And this is close space. These things are hard to deal with. Fortunately for me, that thing just dive bombed right into us all. Can't break through that. Hit that switch. Now we're down here. And there seems to be a breakable wall. And another breakable wall. There's hella breakable walls here. Here's the next one. And the one after that. And we're just going to keep going. Okay, never mind. Now there's an opening going in it. And we're presented with another switch. Okay, that door opens up. And we got a bridge. This is kind of cool. Alright. Technically, that wasn't a bridge at all, but I don't know why those beams came out. It is what it is. Not saying I wasn't disappointed with that. And it seems like we found some string. And also a silk eater. Which is up here. Hold on. I want to claim another one of these silk balls. And we got ourselves another silk eater. How many do we even have at this point? Me and Hornet have 3 as of right now. Going to be keeping these things and saving them for a little bit later. Don't really have a use for them right now. And we gotta inspect this thing, a machine displaying a model of the Citadel. And we actually got the Whiteward map from that. And now we're down here. Okay, this is a brand new enemy. And this guy's crazy as hell. He's holding a giant scissor. He's just waving that thing around while he's running. I hope somebody told him not to run around with scissors. That is kind of dangerous. He could get hurt. Or is it a she? I don't know. I don't know his gender at this point. Forced to heal. Had to jump up. And I'm figuring that downward strike while he's doing that isn't the greatest thing. I tried it right there, just got hit. I didn't even begin the striking motion yet. Just hit the button. Alright. Got that covered. His jumping attack isn't really too hard to deal with either. You just have to step back a little bit. That was that. Took that thing out, got 30 rosaries. Not the biggest payout. But that's like short, like 2 rosaries from the giant enemy we were facing after and before the Cogwork dancers. I don't know the name of those things. Gotta look in the journal or something. Okay, we just got hit by the scissors. Gotta play this slowly. I'm trying to do this too fast and I'll get myself killed, I'm swearing. Just got a full silk wheel again. A little bit more now. I can almost smell the victory. Ah, damn. Well, we got hit. Doesn't really mean nothing much. We're gonna win this. Got another full silk wheel. Want to get a chance to heal. Then we can build our silk wheel again. Since we do have the Reaver crest, a whole bunch of these silk balls just keep popping out every single time that we're low on silk. Gotta collect them. And they help out a ton, in my opinion. Now we're heading down here. There's one more of these things. So I'm gonna have to go through the process of taking it out. That didn't do nothing at all. I was thinking that magma ball or something like that would have some sort of effect. But nah, it didn't even do crap. Alright, was a little bit too greedy right there. Just trying to hit it way more times than it had allowed, basically. Like, I got 2 strikes in there on average. If I try to get a 3rd strike in there, it's a no-go. Just collected 30 more rosaries. And it seems like we're at the end. Gonna be climbing up here and seeing if anything is hiding. More than likely, there is something. Like this. I don't know where this is leading. I'm gonna see. Gonna hop on down. And we can't hop back up. Just a entire lake of magma. We're kind of committed right now. So let's see what this place is about. Hopefully there's something good. Alright, let's avoid that blade. Hop to the other side. There's nothing here neither. Alright, going down even further. We're still in Whiteward. And there's an entrance right there. We can't come back up after we go down there, so I'm checking out what's up here. And there's some rosaries hiding. And a giant one of these things. Okay, that's kind of crazy. They're already hard to deal with when they're small. Now, giant version. Okay, we just ran into it. Let's go out here and jump up. Try to lead it out here, which we did, and then we knocked it down there and it's dead. Glad that this place has helped us out a little bit. Didn't really want to end up finding that thing the entire time. It probably would have taken us out. Let's see if there's anything else here before we actually jump down there. I want to see if we can head back up, if it's possible. Well, we can't go over here, but that's about it. We can't break through that right now. Alright. Got healed. That was kind of dumb. Lost a little bit of life. And now we're back down here. We're just going to be going through that opening and hoping for the best. Let's float down just in case there's some spikes or something. Another 4th course. This is getting interesting. I have a feeling we may have to fight another one of those things pretty soon. I'm not too sure about that though. Damn, this thing's tall. Did not have any idea how big this boss was, but that's any indication. The next one's gonna be crazy. Well, we're going over here. And it looks like we're back in Underworks. This is definitely an Underworks enemy. Alright, I did not know why I jumped up in the air just to get hit. But it happened. And I took that thing out. Need to get that rosary. Alright, did not go to the other side, which means I could pick it up. Definitely appreciate that. Alright, let's go over here. More of those rings. I don't know how to deal with those things at this point, or how to utilize them, which is the big reason why we're here in Underworks. Gotta slowly take this thing out. Which isn't gonna take too long. Just gotta keep slapping it with the needle. Although I am taking a bit of damage at this point. Didn't really even get a chance to heal too much. Alright, finally took that thing out. Now we can keep going this way and see what's hiding. There seems to be some sort of door. Not sure how I'm going to be opening that though. I think that'll come in a little bit later. That's another thing about Hollow Knight games, is that you see doors, you might think that you may be able to go in them, but they won't be relevant until like the late game or something like that. Alright, just fell into the spikes there. I think we're done exploring this place except for down here. Alright, I feel like we're getting close to something. A whole bunch of magma. And more enemies. This guy does get annoying. And if I have to stay on this tiny little platform, he's going to be freaking hard to deal with. Like when you see this, I can't even avoid to do it. And he prevented me from healing. We took him out. Still only have one alien head, which is great. This is exactly what I asked for. But we found ourselves another Spool fragment. This gives us a little bit more silk. After that, we got out of there with a little bit less life. I went down there like 2 times to see if anything was hiding or not. Come down here though, and we found ourselves 2 giant shard deposits. So we got that, and we made our way back here, as you can see with that ring. Now I'm hearing someone talking. I don't know who that is yet. Whole bunch of switches and a bench. Gotta take a seat. Now we can see what we were exploring, and I think we covered about 40% of the Whiteward at this point, just with that quick search. See, I really need that thing in the Underworks so we can utilize those rings. At this point, I'm not really finding any way to utilize those rings, nor am I finding anything down here. So I'm coming back up. Not going to be heading down there yet. Although I'm seeing a wheel right here. Going to hit it a few times to activate it. That seemed to have unlocked a stream of wind, which we're riding right now. Now we're out here. I remember those things too. I was wondering about this area, and now we're finally here. These guys look like big dudes with giant mustaches. Or at least to me. Okay, just keep running into those things too. They do some sort of blade fury. Okay, that was hell easy. Just takes 1 strike too. I'm thinking we can use those things to bounce off them. Yep, definitely can use them for that. So I'm gonna keep heading down. Hold on. I can't activate that switch. Alright, that was perfect. I didn't even mean to run into that thing that quickly. And it just blew up in Hornet's face. There's an enemy down here. Do need some silk, so I'm going to be doing just that. Got enough to heal now. Alright, that was terrible. Took it out. Gave us a little bit of rosaries, and we got a little bit more silk. That seems to be it. Gotta get out of here now. Hold on. Was that an opening? There's no opening there at all. It seems like it's an opening. Ah, crap. I probably shouldn't have tried to heal while I was standing on that magma. That just wasted all the silk. Alright, let's head this way. This place is all filled with magma too. Me and Hornet might not survive this one, especially since we only have 2 alien heads. Okay, just got hurt there. 1 alien head now. Have to avoid these streams of magma. Now we have to fight some enemy. Shortcut and beat that guy, but let's go over here. Okay, well, damn. Didn't really work out a few times, but I'm back. Finally worked out the timing on all the jumps. Now we're on this platform. And we're jumping up here. Trying to find some breakable walls. Can't find any. Anything in here? Kind of looked like there would be something in here, but there isn't. There's a switch. Is there anything up top? Alright, well, nothing's up there. Hit the switch. And we're just going to go through this door. Now we're here. Whole bunch more of these rings. Alright, let's just jump. Keep jumping. It's getting kind of tricky. But this may be what we were looking for. We're getting another item. Let's bind. And it looks like we got ourselves bound the accessoral art ClawLine. Fling the needle as a harpoon and launch forcefully towards it. Silk will be expended. Strike enemies to replenish silk. This can also be used on rings and stuff like that. So it's definitely what we needed. Now that we have it, got tested out. And that was terrible. Alright, got it that time. And that ring. It's cool. This means that we can't hang off them. Let's see if there's anything hiding here. Kinda seems like it. So we're here now. After falling a couple times. Try and make this good. Floated a little bit, then bounced off that giant, I don't know what to call him, fathead or something like that. I'm gonna call him a fathead. I don't know, that might be wrong, I don't know. But I have to take care of this guy. And then bounce off another pair of fatheads, I'm assuming. There goes one. Found on that platform. And it seems like we're supposed to be using these things to actually get up there. Messed up a couple more times. And finally got it this time. Which is a little bit of luck since that thing just lowered just enough for me to actually do a downward strike and bounce off it. I think we activated the next switch, and this is going to be a gauntlet. We only have 1 alien head too. Just got a full silk wheel, which means we can't immediately heal. So that was kind of drastic. That was the first wave. This is the second wave. These guys aren't really too hard to deal with. You just have to hit them away from you so they explode at a distance, as opposed to being right next to you and going boom, and you're suffering hella damage after that point. Got a full life bar and a silk wheel. Things are looking alright. Just gotta take out everything here. And I think me and Horton can do that while using the ClawLine. For air attacks, this thing's gonna be hell useful. Look at that. Now the big bug has come out. This guy isn't really too hard to fight, it's just that his range is deceptive. Alright, we got hit there. Gotten in a couple of hits. Alright, let's jump to the other side. That bug was really closing in on us too. The damage this thing inflicts is pretty big. So you definitely don't want to be next to this thing while it's swinging. And I think we took out one. Now we took out the big guy. Now we gotta deal with another wave, which was hell easy. And I think that's it. Door open. Now we're climbing up here. Hit that switch. And now we're back here. Either way, we made our way back to the bench. And we're gonna be investigating this switch that I was kind of curious about. Let's talk to this insect, and we find out it's the 12th architect. And this is actually a store where we can buy a whole bunch of stuff. I just don't have enough rosaries, obviously. But I'm going to be coming back for that stuff. Now we're here in the Underworks, and I found out there's actually a bridge that you can't use to get back into the Whiteward that way, which makes things kind of convenient. Now we're back here because I actually overlooked a little area I was supposed to check out the first time I was here. Had to knock that bug off the platform. See, it's right here. Like I kept going up the last time, but there is a room here. Got here a couple of times before, so it's kind of hard dealing with that bug in tiny close places. See that? Not easy to deal with. So I'm not going to be dealing with that. Coming over here and taking care of this enemy, which ran itself into the magnet, knocked the other one into the magnet screen. Now we just have to go over here. Break something out of that. And that something just popped out. Hold on, we have to take care of this bug first, or have enough room to where we get to pick it up. I think we can get that chance now. It's going to be a Craftmetal. And I'm thinking that's something worth having. Just had to avoid that attack. ClawLine has been incredibly useful ever since I got it. I'm starting to wonder what I missed in part 1. Well, act 1. I did rush the last few levels, but we're in the Underworks right now. Basically where we were before. I didn't go to the other side, which I'm doing right now. And there's something hiding here. A bunch of these guys trying to kill you. But besides that, there's also something else in here. Gotta hold off though. Trying to activate another one of these guys. Make it explode a little bit further away from me. And that thing just reappeared. Okay, they're just coming back one after another. And it looks like we found ourselves another mob head. That thing got free. Now we're back at the first shrine, and look at this place. Seems like the pilgrims have found it. And we also get ourselves additional bench. Now we're back here where we defeated the Cogwork dancers, and we're trying to actually ride that ring, which was the reason why that wheel was there. Alright, now that we're up here, we're going to activate this switch, which opens the door, and we can go into this new area of the Cogwork core. Now this area was pretty tricky to me since I died hell times. But I learned how to ride the rings and maneuver around this place. You have to get close before you jump up there. You can easily jump over that rat. These guys aren't too hard to deal with, especially when you get them on the ledge. Just knock them off. Okay, well I got hit there, but that's just the easy way to deal with them. Float over here, jump up, get onto that ring. Can't even bounce off the gear if you want to. This one, you gotta wait for a little bit, then you can jump through that, and then ride this ring, drop off that, because it's not going anywhere else. Then you jump up here, avoid that enemy. Well, you can just do upward strikes and take it out like this, but it'll take a little while. It is worth it though if you want to actually have that space to jump on, or even collect a little bit of roses if you can't grab it before it falls all the way down into the gears. Alright, jumping all the way over here. I'm not sure that thing even dropped rosaries or anything. I think it's only shards. Either way, we gotta take care of these enemies now. Steadily knocking this thing to the edge, and both of them got taken out. Going over here, gotta wait for this gear to actually come down, but you can't jump on the wall. Use this ring to jump across while bouncing off of those gears, and it'll bring you here. That one isn't too hard to deal with. I found that bouncing off the gears there really helps. Now on this wall, I'm just going to continuously do downward strikes to take care of this enemy. And that sets me up to ride that ring easily. Going to be coming up here. Now there's two gears we have to bounce off of. Now I'm going to be riding that wave and this one, bouncing up again and bouncing on these gears. And that did it. We made it through all that. And it only took me a couple of hours of dying to make it look that smooth. Either way, we're over here now. Had to heal. It's coming at me again. Got to slowly take it out. And that thing got done in. Now we can't continue this way. And we have to deal with another one of these things, which is kind of hard to deal with, especially in this narrow passageway and everything. We're up here now, and we're presented with a puzzle. This puzzle took me hella long to even get an answer to. I had to refer to the internet. There are some guides that tell you about this, and I basically had to go there because I had no idea how to do this. So I'm going to be showing you what I learned right now. That would be the image at the top. Now I got to work on the second image, and that's the right one. It all connects together. Now there's two left, and the only difference between this and a guide is that, well, I'm doing this in the totally wrong order. That's my fault. This is going to be the fourth tower. Gotta keep hitting this. Feel like I'm getting closer. The line doesn't really line up. Now that lines up. And time for the last section of this column. And the fourth column has dropped down. We completed that. Now there's 3 more towers. And I'm not going to be going from 4 to 1. Now I'm going to be working on the first column, which makes things even worse since I started with the fourth. Now I'm starting with... You know what? It is what it is. It doesn't matter which order you do them in as long as you complete it. So I'm going to the top. And I'm going to be working on the second section of this column since the top has already been worked out, so to speak. That's good enough. Now to work on the second column. It's not really too hard to figure this stuff out anyways. I mean, as far as the picture and notes and everything, as long as you line everything up and it creates an entire picture or whatever, as I would call it, then that'll be good enough. But unless you know the picture, then shoot, it's just go forever. So I just got the second column done. This is going to be the third column and also the last one. Just giving y'all a visual example of how to get this done. Now, this one is kind of tricky since I did them in the wrong order. But I had to climb the wall. Now I'm on top of the highest platform that's here. Now I'm going to be working on the first image of this third column. Just gotta make sure it's right. And I think that'll do it. Now for the second image, gotta make sure not to hit the first switch while I'm jumping, which sometimes can be a problem. Just hitting that thing, flowing back. Okay, I kind of messed up. It's exactly what I had mentioned earlier. Now I gotta redo this thing. Alright, there we go. You see, the line goes all the way down to the next section of the column. Now I have to work on the last 2 sections. And I'll be done. I'll go ahead and do that right now. I mean, it looks right. Now for the last one. Hold on. Alright, I think that was the thing I got wrong the first time. That's it. Now we're given another switch, standing on that. Something's happening. All their eyes start glowing and all that stuff. Something else is going to be happening. We got to use our needling first. And something else I've noticed is that Hornet's needle's pink now. We got ourselves the Architect's Melody. Now we just need 2 more of those melodies and we'll have a complete set. At this point we came back to the bench and this is going to be the end of the episode. I'm thinking that we had a pretty successful time getting our ClawLine we fully explored the Cogwork core, Whiteward, and the rest of the Underworks. Now I'm thinking of going back to Act 1 and collecting some of the things that I actually forgot to collect. And there are areas I didn't explore yet, so I'm going to be looking for that in the next episode. But if you like this one, you know what to do. I would appreciate that like, subscribe, and even slapping that notification bell. I want to thank you and everyone that subscribed to the channel. And until next time, I hope you all have a good one. Peace out.